Hey everybody, Twin Diggers here, Pat and Pam.
Yeah.
So today we had we're hitting it. We were here, about 9 o'clock this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And a beautiful breeze coming off the lake where we're at today, which is a godsend because it's pretty warm out.
Mm-hmm.
So let's give a little back detail about where we're at. So we are on a farmstead from 1885. And the family is registered from 1914 until this land was sold to the county in 1976. There were several outbuildings that were on this property, and the interesting thing about it is we've metal detected all of the area where the homestead would be in the outbuildings, and we found very little. Mainly iron and nails, lots of nails. So we think what may have happened is the buildings were actually torn down and removed.
Mm-hmm.
We've been on some sites where they've been burned.
Or bulldozed too.
Yeah. Now as far as the dumps, this one's real interesting. We were here last night and Pam was in the water walking along the shoreline here, and along the area, the panfish that we have here in our state, they come up to the shallows and they make big circles, throw all of the sand or stuff away, and then in the centers where they lay their eggs. Well, the sun was coming just right, and also we've been in a drought, so the lake is down probably several inches. And we could see shards and glass that were in all of these fish spots.
Mm-hmm.
So today we came back, sister was in the water, she had her waders on, and with not disturbing the area, even though they've already spawned and they're gone, she reached in and pulled out what was in the honey holes. The other thing is we found an entire embankment that would have been a dump based on the shards and crockery and items that we found on the shoreline.
And iron as well.
A lot of iron.
Mm-hmm.
But we are not going to disturb this area. It's elevated down to the water. You can see there's a lot of natural growth that is along here to shed anything that's going to come in and create algae. And so this is an awesome drain field, and we're not going to disturb that. So today we were scouting, sister's in the water, I'm metal detecting, and the things that we have here were from land and water. But all the glass that you're going to see, Pam actually took out of all of the fish spawning holes. So it's kind of fun. So we'll pan in. We're on a real elevated, odd angle, and I'm up higher, so we'll do what we can as far as the filming. But we'll bring you over here and just kind of show you some of the things that we found in the fish holes. Okay, sis?
Okay. All right, where do you want to start, Pat?
Well, we can start here in the center, since this did not come out of a fish hole. It's more modern. We found it on the surface. But all of the glass were in the spawning holes. Oh, that wasn't there. That should go over there. And then all of these shards, we found these Cryer cork top bottles, and we've had two that are manganese. You can see the purple in them. This beautiful old blue bottle, probably a medicine bottle. This little cork top, and this could have been just from moving around in the water over the years. It's pretty fogged up in the glass. So we found, Pam found these pottery shards that were there, and all these little pieces of glass, china, stoneware. These were of interest because they had floral or designs on them. And we save all of the shards because we use them for art projects. So these will all be washed up and repurposed. This was my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, this is Pam's favorite. These two here she found, which are real pretty. Mm-hmm. The other thing that Pam found on the shoreline was this old spoon, and we can't get anything off of the back of it. And it almost looks like it may have been a child-size spoon.
That's what we're kind of thinking, because that's one of the smallest spoons I've found so far.
But Pam is always finding the silverware. I've never found anything, so that must be her lucky deal to find when we're metal detecting and digging. And then this really cool old, it's a GM car key. And again, it's got some rust on it. This was also in the water, so that's kind of cute. And then other things, this is our little, well, we'll go to this next. This is what we found metal detecting, and we found these different shotgun head stamps. And then Pam found this little teeny, it almost looks like some kind of a little suspender clip, and maybe that was for a child. It's very thin, and that's in excellent condition. And then we thought maybe there'd be some text on here, but it was just a little plate. These items like this we repurpose for birdhouses, and we decorate the outsides of them with things we find on people that give us permissions. And we give them a birdhouse to thank them for letting us be on their property. This was a crushed old can or a lid, some kind of a screw that gave me a nice signal. Piece of copper. This is cool. I'm not sure what it was for. It's got a little indent there, but that'll be fun to repurpose. Found some wire, a couple things of wire. Not sure what that went to. Old light bulb. And only one mason jar lid, and you can see it's a ball. We cleaned that off. For some reason, we always find golf balls. This one actually looks pretty good. And then this was also in one of the fish holes, and it's an old handle to one of the those pots. What are they called? Escapes me right now.
Yeah, those ceramic.
Yeah, ceramic pots. It'll come to me.
Yeah, I know, I'm not thinking about it.
Yeah, and this is our little fish area. This was actually in the water, and why someone would need a hook that big would be beyond me, but it was laying like this, and I thought it was a skeleton. But of course Pam, she's always the adventure one. She picks everything up and touches it. Pretty decent bobber we can reuse. This old icky worm. And then this is a lure that's really roached. And this bobber has seen its better days. Also found someone's fishing thing. We cleaned that out.
Yeah, it looks like it was for a bait.
Yeah. And then this little clip, which actually broke when we were trying to take it apart, but you can see the little grooves here. It was some kind of a little, maybe a shoe or a boot clip. And then Pam found these really cool rocks. We always like collecting cool rocks. We save them also. And this property has the most variety of trees that we've ever been on. There are birch and oak and cottonwood and poplar and a lot of black walnut trees. So
And some pine trees, but not as many.
Not as many for here. The landscaping over the years from letting it be wild is absolutely beautiful. And one of the things that we talk about when you're looking for foundations is there's a section up here on the hill that is full of wild lilies. And they're so thick, you can tell they've just been there for years and years. And so that was interesting. They always say look for large trees, look for
like apple trees,
anything that would identify an area where the homestead would have been. And then of course our last is just either surface junk or stuff that...
well, we haven't gone over here yet though, it says.
Oh, I'm getting there.
Okay.
Surface, because I'm over here.
Yeah.
Surface junk or stuff that we dug up. So that is all going out of here as well. And then for our last show, which I'll have to walk down a little bit.
Okay, I'll get out of your way.
Careful.
Yep, I'm good.
Okay.
By the way, Pat has creatively set up everything for display like she always does. And she displayed it on this huge, what used to be a beautiful oak tree.
Yeah.
And so...
Well, it's just easier for videoing.
Right.
Our last thing is the iron that we found here. My sister, she dug this.
That was in the water.
That's a honker.
Yeah.
And then this was also in the water.
That was in a fish nest.
Obviously maybe some type of a horse tack. We're not sure what that would be.
We're assuming that a wood would have gone through it, right?
Yeah. But someone may know, and they can leave it in our comments.
Mm-hmm.
Sickle for farming. Piece of big junk iron. Another piece of junk iron. 2 spikes. This one's a little larger. And this is our pile of nails. We just threw all different sizes, shapes. And then out of those 2, we did have 2 square nails.
And keep in mind, you guys, that every one of those nails, it was a hit. It was a dig.
And we dug it because we needed to find out what was there.
Right, and to
then
get it out too.
I don't know if...
But are you going to do the big reveal up here on what this thing is?
I think I missed some of this because of the way we're filming today.
Okay, all right.
Pull tabs.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
This weird little metal piece, a cap that we found, and I found 2 big pieces of lead. Very rare that we find lead. So it might even be pewter. If anyone knows, because we don't really have this a lot here, it bends.
Mm-hmm.
So is it pewter? I don't know. Is it lead? Let us know.
Mm-hmm.
And then last but not least,
okay, drum roll. Oh, so do you think this looks like a rock, you guys?
it's not.
It's not.
I had a 99 on my Garrett, and I thought, oh, that can't be. And I went over it again, and it is. And this is so heavy. It's completely flat on this side.
That might be even a big piece of poured lead, Pat.
I don't know.
It looks like it was poured like in a mold.
It looked like it fit over something, like some kind of a cover. But I have no idea. But man,
Yeah, you could use that for some arm weights, huh?
ugh, I'd hurt myself.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
That is nasty.
Yeah.
So
So we've still got a good part of our day here,
mhm.
and we're supposed to have storms coming in this afternoon. I hope, because this dirt is so dry, it feels like we're out in a desert. So we're going to keep going. We have another section of a shore area that we're going to do, and I'm going to do some metal detecting also.
Oh, tell them about what you found in the ground that we're unable to dig right now.
Yeah, I found I think it's a ground that was used for
Lightning rod, yeah.
And it's all copper. I took pictures of it, which will be on our Facebook page, and dug down as far as I could, but again, the ground is so dry. So I left it open in case it rains. Maybe I can get it out another time we come here. But it had a piece of copper on it, and a lock on it on the top, and it...
Yep, that's for lightning rod.
So I think that's for a lightning rod.
Yeah.
And we also found a big piece of metal with a round hole on it on the top that's sticking out of the ground over here, and I can't budge it. But we took pictures of that too, and of course all of our still things will be on our Twin Diggers Facebook page. So we are going to take a lunch break and get back to it.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, thanks, sis.
And then also, please look at our Twin Diggers Facebook page, because we always post a lot more pictures than what we have in our video.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.